Hello guys, welcome back to my YouTube channel. If you're new here, welcome, and if you're not new, welcome back. So today I'm going to be teaching you how to make a jacket, right? So the first thing to do is to measure the length of the jacket you want to sew. For this, I'm making it 21. I don't want it to be too long and I don't want it to be too short. In fact, I later reduce it because it's more like a crop jacket, so because it's going with an high waist trouser, so I made it 21 inches. So I'm trying to make sure that the 21 inches is equal on all sides, just like so. You can see how I'm measuring it. So you measure the 21 inches from all sides. Guys, please, I'd like you to pay detailed attention to this video. It was after I finished filming that I noticed that the pen I was using is not so clear, so you have to pay attention, right? But it's very simple. It's very simple, trust me. So after measuring the length of your jacket, you go ahead to measure the neck width of the jacket. So I used about 3 inches for the neck width of this jacket. I think I later ended up using 3.5 because then I came down by 1 inch. The reason why I came down by 1 inch is because this is the back and not the front. This is the back. You know, the back is a jacket, so the back is not going to have any zip or anything like that. It's the front that will be having a button, right? Just like you see at the thumbnail. So I'm going to connect this together just like so, 3.5 and 1 inch is downward. Don't forget. So my shoulder, I'm so sorry that went off camera. My shoulder is 16 inches divided by 2, so I use 8 inches. Okay, 16 inches divided by 2, so I use 8 inches. After that, when I add with the 8 inches, so you can see I later end up using about 3.5 inches for the 4 inches rather for the neck width, because I don't want it to be too firm on the neck. So I use 4 inches, so 8 inches for the neck width. So I came down by 8.5 inches for the armhole, and this is me measuring the bust. Don't forget, the bust will first you divide by 4, and then you add 2 inches allowance. So I'm also trying to measure the space of the armhole. Don't forget the shoulder is 8, so I'm trying to make sure that I'm right on track. So I'm joining those lines together, that is 8.5 inches downward, and then I'm joining it with the bust measurement that I measured earlier. Guys, you need to pay attention to this. So I'm trying to draw like a U there, a C there, to avoid a sharp cut, okay, because of the armhole. This is very simple, guys. Just watch the video and follow and just do accordingly. Now this is me measuring the waistline, which is 14, and that is where I'm going to be measuring my waist. The waist length is 4, so I'm measuring my waist round just like so at the waist length. So after doing so, I'm coming down to the jacket length, and I'm going to be adding few inches using my trouser waist for the measurements. You know that our downward part of the waist is usually bigger than our waist itself, and that is why you have to add some measurements to it. And most importantly, you can even measure it while measuring the person, so you can use the measurements of the person. So the next thing to do is just to go ahead and cut out my jacket. Don't forget that this is the back piece. So I'll just go ahead and cut the front piece now. So I already placed the back piece on the front piece. You have to really stay focused here, because I noticed that the clothes color is really light, so it has really, so I actually added 1 inches at the front. That's going to be the button allowance. You can see the 1 inches I added at the front. That's going to be the button allowance. But the reason I've added this 1 inch is because you know that when you want to use a button on a shirt or in a jacket, it's always like overlapping on each other, right? So that's the reason why 1 inch is still there. So I'm coming down for the neckline by 9 inches. This depends on how deep you want it. Actually, I think I used about 8 inches here. So this depends on how deep you want it. If you want it really deep, you can use about 9 to 10. I don't want this to be too deep, so I think I went for 8 inches. So I'm coming down again to measure the downward part. You know, it's a jacket, right? And jackets usually have this like something like V at the downward part. Sorry, I don't really remember the name it's called. So that's what I'm measuring right now. So I measured 14 inches downward, and I'm going to slant it from there, right from the point where the neck dip is. Okay, this is very simple, guys. All you have to do is just to make sure you use the back piece to cut the front piece, add 1 inches to the front, cut your neck deep, and then as well as the V downward. So I'm cutting the neck deep for the front now. I'm using the same neck width that I used for the back, so I'm just going to slant it down just like so. So this depends on how deep you want it actually. So I used about 8 inches for this. So for the downward part as well for our V, you can see the way I'm doing it. And then for this place, to avoid the sharp edge, I actually slanted. You can see as I went up by 1 inches and then I slanted it down to avoid the sharp edge as the side. I'm so sorry, I think it went off camera when I did this for the back piece. So that's just, you just slant it. It's not a big deal really, just to avoid the sharp edge and to make it like a curve at the waist side. So now, next thing to do is to cut out the neck dip. Let's go ahead and cut it off. After cutting the neck dip, you go ahead and cut the downward part as well. After which you cut the middle into 2, just like so. And then you go ahead and notch the upper part and the downward part, just to be able to identify where the button allowance is. Okay, so this is the back part and this is the front part, just like so. So I'm going to open it up for you guys to see what it looks like. You can see what the downward part looks like. You can see the V at the downward part. Okay, if you want it deeper than that, you can just go in and cut more. So this is what it looks like afterwards, after you're done cutting. You can see the V. Thank you so much, guys, for taking the time to watch this video to the end. I love you all deeply and I miss you as well. I look forward to being more consistent online. God bless you. Bye.